Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. It is very lovely weather right now, and I've been so busy that I'm just going to give you a quick recap of what has been going on, because some of it I videotaped and some of it I did not. So we finished out this round of kidding with 6 little kidlets. So we got Tumbleweed in the back there, and in the little bucket we have Solar Flare, and then with the big white splash on his face is Moonshine, and his half-brother next to him there, kind of eating things. I haven't figured out a name for him yet. I'm thinking of naming him Trigger. And then over here we have Cupid's beautiful Midnight Black Doeling. So we have had a significant baby boom again, which is always good. And so earlier this week on Monday, I think, Dolly decided to go into labor. She was having contractions around 7:30 p.m. and kept contracting and pushing and working on her labor until about 10:30 p.m. So like a solid 3 hours. And by the end of it, I was getting a little worried because she is a bit of a smaller goat, and so I decided to go in. I had to help massage her a little bit to get her going properly. And after that, the little buckling, she had a buckling, ended up having a foot forward and then one foot kind of crunched back like this. So on a smaller goat like that, it was just a really tough labor for her, so I decided to help her out. And I know lots of people think that I help out a little too much, but when it comes to goats, if you look at their cousins, the wild mountain goats, there is a 60% chance mortality rate within the first year of life for mountain goats. Obviously, it's not going to be as high here because they have me to look after them, and any other boer goats have farmers to look after them, but that mortality rate will be ridiculously high, and I'm just not about losing animals due to not being on top of things. So that's why I have that philosophy of, you know, interfering and making sure that things are okay, because, you know, I would say 50% of the time it's a pretty good chance they need help. So we have all of these beautiful babies with and without assistance, so very happy to have all of these babies, and they're all purebred registered babies, so, and they all look amazing. And we have 4 black-based ones. The one standing there, she looks like she may have a dapple or 2 that might show up later, but for the most part, all black. In the event of Dolly's birth, she also did not have any milk, which means she could not feed her little baby. So I had to pull him, and he is now a bottle baby in my garage with Whimsy to keep him company. So she's still being bottle fed, so I just decided to house them together. He also was unable to stand on his own until day 3 of life. So was essentially stuck. Mama didn't have milk, so no colostrum, and couldn't stand on his own. So that's a case where it's like, okay, I have to help him out, because otherwise he would have died. Next thing I did, we weaned off all the bucklings that were born in December and January. Earlier this year, the trailer trash goats, as you might know them. And we finally got this corral finished. So we got Cowboy, Samurai, Cisco, Batman, Pepper, Otis, Ricochet, and Bane. I know some people find it really strange that I know everything so well by name. As you can tell, nothing has ear tags, so I have to give them names right now in order to differentiate them. Once I get to a certain amount of goats, obviously I will not be able to remember all the names, because that would be nuts. But yeah, right now this is the way that I can differentiate them so that I know who is who. Because if I just say that white goat with a brown head, well, there's like 4 of those in here, so that's just to help me differentiate. So that's kind of just been everything that's been going on between milking and feeding calves, and we finished seeding about a week ago, and then we got a nice 1/2-inch dump of rain on there, so that was amazing too. My sister is continuing to roll so that we don't have troubles in the field when we're harvesting. And yeah, there's been a lot going on. Been nice and busy. But that's how we like it. So I hope you guys are enjoying the musical selection thus far. I figured I would try something different. But here you can see that I'm gonna start helping a little steer calf try to drink out of the pail. Sometimes they just need a little extra help. And you can see that I did try to stick my finger in the pail, but he was kind of going a little loopy and rubbing his teeth along my fingers, so I figured I would try this other approach that makes it so that he doesn't have to bend his head so far into the pail before he gets to the milk, and you can see that he takes to it right away, and then I very, very, very slowly lower the pail back into its holder, and that's typically how we teach these little calves that are a little bit more aggressive how to drink from a pail. And then this little heifer, she just knew how to get it, I guess. She was just a little bit scared to put her head in the pail. But she got it after a couple of attempts as well, which I was pretty happy with her progress. And then by the end of this calf feeding, she was drinking completely out of the pail, all on her own, which is exactly what I love to see. So it's like a couple days later, I'm out here by my stable. This is where I have all of my Nigis and any boer goats that need a little bit of tender loving care. And getting the pasture set up. So I've got a 4x4 wire that I'm running along some posts here. And eventually I'm going to put some wood across so that it looks like a nice, neat little fence. But for now, this should be all right. And I know I put it on the outside, but that's because I'm gonna be pinching this in between. And when it comes to a fence, I want it to look nice from the outside if it's that close to my house. So this is why I'm putting it on the outside. This is where I'm gonna have a little gate here. That's why I left it open. So I just have to finish putting posts here, about halfway down the wire. Had to stop there, and so I gotta get this section done, and then I can let the goats run around for a little bit. So we finished off the pasture, it's all done, and I've got this gate here temporarily. I'm gonna build a nicer one that matches, but this is what we've got for now. And they've got a lot of green grass, so let's let them go. Okay, come on, guys. This is awesome. Come on, guys. Okay, go eat. So we've released the hounds and everybody looks fairly happy to be out here, so I'm gonna stop the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe and share it with a friend. And if you made it to the end, let me know what your favorite part was. My favorite part was seeing them galumphing along in the grass. See you guys in the next one.